So winter is coming to Serbia and to Europe. So winter is coming to Serbia and to Europe. And that's going to bring on some changes for me and my channel, because I've been here now for 2 months. The weather's finally started to turn cool, so we're going into fall, which is really, really great. But I've only got about another 30 days that I can stay in Serbia under my visa, so I have to be heading on after that. Doesn't mean I can't come back, it just means that I have to leave for at least 3 months. And like I say, winter is coming to Europe. I'm thinking of sitting winter out this year. So I'm really thinking of different destinations that I want to go to. And the ones that I've really started thinking about is if I stay in Europe. Some of these have good things and bad things about them. All of them have challenges. But if I stay in Europe, I was realistically thinking about the Canary Islands. I think that I've never been there. I think it would be a great place to go. But I'm worried that the EU is going to, and all of Western Europe pretty much, is going to end up locking down soon. As the conditions get over to Europe, right now things are really bad in the United States, and I really don't want to be part of an EU lockdown. Take a pause from this video for a second, because about 2 days after I filmed this video, the Canary Islands exploded and went on fire. Volcanoes are everywhere, so I don't want anybody thinking that I'm in the land of lava now. Obviously, I scratched the Canaries. Not going to be going this year until the volcano is no longer going. So won't be doing the next trip to the Canaries. Be to one of the other destinations or a different one. Hadn't really totally made up my mind yet. So back to the originally scheduled video. The other thing is, on an island, getting off with everything that's going on in the world, but I would like to see it. I've always wanted to see the Canary Islands. It would be good weather. Everything I've looked up as far as going there seems nice. So the other two alternatives would be to, or three really, would be to leave Europe altogether and go to Mexico, which actually was going to be my first stop. I can go there for 180 days. The problem with it is going all the way back to North America. If I do that, I would probably end up spending at least a year there, because Argentina is getting ready to open up. I'd want to go down there. I'd want to go to Colombia for 90 days. So if I end up going to North America, starting with Mexico, I probably would be stuck there for at least a year. It's just extremely expensive comparatively to fly. It's a really long flight. And I'm not so certain that I want to end up in North America at this time. The good news about those places is, I mean, I love Mexico. The food is great in Mexico. I have a little bit of a working knowledge of Spanish, so the language is much easier for me than in some of the countries that I've been to, where I have very little or absolutely none in some cases. So that would be a plus. Same with the Canary Islands on there. Other two alternatives would be to go to Georgia, Tbilisi specifically, but again, I'm trying to avoid winter. It's a really good hangover. I get a year I can stay there. I doubt that I would stay that long, but I've heard good things about it. It's probably the least likely that I would be going to, because like I say, at this point I think I'm just going to avoid winter this year. I've had winter every single year of my life, and I like winter, but I think I'm going to take a time out this time. And then the final possibility is one that I was definitely intending on this trip to get to eventually, which was Thailand. Great things about Thailand are the beaches are fully healed there right now. Really low cost of living. The food is just some of the it's one of the most amazing places for food in the entire world. Absolutely love Thailand. But the bad parts is until recently, basically this summer, in order to go there, if you could go at all, many times you couldn't, you had to quarantine for 14 days at your own expense in an overpriced hotel. That doesn't sound a lot of fun to me, but they have opened up what's called a sandbox program that I've looked into a little bit, that you can go to Phuket, which is an island in Thailand, and spend 14 days on the island, but you're free to go to all the beaches, go out to eat, do whatever you want to. You're not locked in your hotel room or locked in some sort of hospital facility. So 14-day vacation in paradise, that sounds pretty good. Again, it has other problems, is that you have to have, I think it's like 4 PCR tests while you're there. 1 before you get on the plane to get there, 1 when you land, 1 on like day 6 and 1 on like day 12. And of course, those are $100 a piece. So you end up paying more for your PCR test than you would for your hotel for a week in some cases there. So, plus I've had several of those brain probes, and the idea of getting 4 of them just inside of a 2-week period, I don't know who invented the idea of that torture chamber, but that doesn't sound very appealing. But those are the places that I'm looking at. I haven't fully decided on any of them yet, obviously, or I wouldn't be making this video. And some of them have their drawbacks. They also have their good points. The other thing about the Canaries is the visa issues. I'm fine getting in there for 90 days, but I am worried about if something happens, something's get delayed, what their waiver programs are if you end up having to stay a little bit longer for whatever reason. And in Thailand, I know that they are doing extensions of 60 days, which is unusual. They're usually pretty notorious on making it hard to stay there longer, but because of everything going on, they have been doing that. Mexico, not a problem. They're the last man standing in the world as far as you don't have to do anything. You don't have to get tests, nothing. You just come in. So I think I'm going to sit winter out and go to one of those destinations. I'm still open with Georgia, but I'm leaning very much against it. So I think I'll probably end up in one of those 3 destinations unless something comes up between now and then. But I got to make a decision soon. I know a month seems like a long time to be able to do that, but man, plane flights get canceled, all sorts of things. You don't want to be scrambling around at the last minute trying to do it. So I'm going to try to get that locked in so I can continue enjoying the rest of my vacation here in Serbia. I spent a ton of time in Belgrade, and man, everywhere I go, there's always something new, something to do here, more things that I discover. And I like discovering it without, a guide or anything, just bumping into it on my own. But I really do want to see some other places in Serbia. And so I need to get my travel plans wrapped up so that I can go outside the city to different destinations. There's definitely 3 or 4 places that I want to do, and that probably will take a week's trip. I may rent a car, I don't know, to go out and see the rest of the country. So that's where it is. That's where I'm headed as far as my channel goes at this point. And other than winter, I probably would, if I could stay longer here, I probably would, because like I say, there's still so much to see, and I've got to get I can't stay longer than 90 days unless I became a resident. And I'm a traveler, so I don't get residency places. I stay for a while, I fall in love with places, and eventually I'll come back to them. So, all right, that's it for now. Probably made too long on this video to begin with, but thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, subscribe. It costs you nothing. It's free. It means everything to me. Thanks.